Are you holding on to the pain of the past? Are there certain situations that come to mind or even keep you up at night and you seemingly can't let go or forgive? Are you thinking of a particular person to a point where you feel haunted or unable to concentrate on what's just right in front of you now? Then this video is for you. We hear it screaming from the rooftops everywhere. To heal, you must let go. To recover, you need to forgive. But hardly anyone is telling us how. Hi, I am Dr. Sarah from the International Institute of Holistic Health. In today's video, I want to talk about how you can reclaim your power and how you can reclaim your space and the mechanics of letting go and the forgiving process. Why is it so utterly difficult for most of us to let go, to move on, and to forgive, even if we genuinely think that this is the right thing to do and would free ourselves so much and would even be the path to some more inner peace? Let me give you the solution right away before we start to unpack it. Letting go, even forgiving, is not an action. It is a byproduct or an outcome. Let me say this again. Letting go and forgiving are not actions that you can take, but outcomes you feel after you have strengthened your innermost core. While you can search for a little more inner peace, you might miss that inner peace is always there. You just need to connect to it. And there you have the simple mechanics of the letting go and the forgiving process. By focusing long and steady enough on frequencies like inner peace, love, gratitude, you're strengthening and nurturing the connection to your soul so much that the herd of the personality, the human self, becomes diminished and is instead seen as a catalyst or fertilizer to become more of your authentic self and letting your soul shine through. So picture this. You're standing on top of a hill, your arms wide open, filling your lungs with clean, fresh air, embracing the sun's warmth on your face, and enjoying a moment filled with gratitude. Gratitude that you just fulfilled your soul's purpose. When you stay in this picture long enough, you discover your invincible part, unbreakable, everlasting. Compared to this, a hurtful comment or a painful temporary dynamic is less enormous of an obstacle. I have seen it countless times in my practice as an integrative doctor that if used and reframed correctly, most of the painful situations people went through had. It might sound a little odd at first, but please bear with me, an outcome where they state, ultimately, it made me stronger. Actually, going through this strengthened my empathy. Looking back at this, I realized that this was the moment where I was in so much pain that I had no other choice than to surrender and reconnect with spirit. Refocusing and reclaiming your space is done by setting the intention. When you reclaim your thoughts and take small actionable steps to bring your focus back to beauty, back to brightness, nature, intuition, nurturing food, the arts, you start to see more of these qualities. This is the point where science meets spirituality. In my science classes, the doctor called it neuroplasticity, the ability of the brain to change. In scientific terms, neuroplasticity refers to the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life, regardless of age or circumstance. This means that our brains are not static organs, but dynamic and responsive to our experiences, thoughts, and even intentions. Neuroplasticity encompasses both structural and functional changes in the brain. Structurally, It involves the growth of new neurons, the formations of dendritic branches, and the strengthening or weakening of synaptic connections. Functionally, neuroplasticity is most famously demonstrated by repeated stimulation of certain neural pathways, leading to a sustained increase in the strength of those synapses. One of the most profound insights from modern neuroscience is that thoughts themselves, they can physically alter the brain structure and its function. So every time you think a thought, specific neural pathways are activated. The more frequently you think a particular thought, the stronger those connections become. A principle often summarized as neurons that fire together, wire together. Positive thought patterns are repeated, focusing on optimism, on gratitude, on self-compassion. They strengthen neural circuits associated with resilience and emotional well-being. Negative thought patterns are habitual negative thinking. They reinforce pathways that promote anxiety, stress, or low self-esteem. The whole beating ourselves up, or worst of all, comparing ourselves with others. Because of neuroplasticity, these patterns are not fixed. With conscious effort and repetition, you can intentionally redirect your thoughts, gradually weakening old and unhelpful circuits and building new, healthier ones. Over time, this process significantly improves mood, behavior, and overall mental health. Many spiritual traditions have long emphasized on the power of intention, on mindfulness and self-reflection to transform consciousness. Science now provides a biological explanation for these practices. By repeatedly engaging in positive, intentional thought and introspection, we literally reshape our brain for greater well-being. And this is how I want to close the circle of letting go and forgiving. You can literally change your reality by intention. Refocus on your well-being, on beauty, on nature, on uplifting and fulfilling topics. And we'll start to find, hey, I no longer hold this anger for this person. I no longer check my phone every 5 minutes to see if this other person responded. Over time, you will feel the side effect of retraining your brain. Without even noticing when you let go, you obviously have forgiven this person or that situation because you took your energy from it and invested it into healthier thinking patterns. So, to be precise, it is your brain, it is your human that needs healing by letting go. You are not actually healing your soul. You are just reconnecting to it more and more. Because the soul it is here always. If you liked this video, please subscribe to my channel and stay for another soul and personality merging video. Much love. Until next time, Dr. Sarah.